This is day 3, branding and image creation. I'm just going to give you guys a quick tour of Canva. Canva is bae. You probably have heard this phrase more than one time. But this is Canva. Here's the website here, canva.com. You just type it in and this will be your home page. I'm already logged in automatically. There are 2 versions of Canva. One is paid and one is free. I'm on the paid version. The major difference between the paid and the free version is that the paid version allows you to, 1, organize things into folders. So I manage a couple of different brand social media, so I like to put my things into folders so I don't get all over the place completely. But if you are just managing your own brand, then the free version works fine. The paid version also allows you to resize images, but that's not really a big deal if you are creating images specifically for one purpose. So up here it says create a design. If you go over here to the left, or if you click this addition button here, they both open up to this same format here. What it just shows you different types of graphics that you can create. And so basically what this does for you is that it's pre-sizing things out. So when you scroll over these images, you can see the sizing. And this is important because a lot of times people take images and they create graphics with them and then they upload them to their Instagram page or their website, and the images are distorted, like they're stretched, or they're pixelated, they look a little funky, and it's just like really unprofessional, and it hurts our eyes. It's not aesthetically pleasing, so we want to avoid that. So since we're creating images for the website images are generally larger. I'm just going to go ahead and use this presentation format here. And that will just set us up with a blank template. So right now this is a white background. You can create things completely from scratch, but I like to start with a template because it's just a lot easier. So I am going to start with, and this is used generally for PowerPoints, and that's why all of these templates look like PowerPoints. So actually I'm going to start with this one. And see, this is a template, but it's actually going to open up into a full PowerPoint. So it's giving you a template for an entire PowerPoint. Even though that's not what we are using it for, we can just click on this initial first image here, and that'll help us as we're getting started. So I actually kind of like this. So I am going to be creating graphics for this new brand that I'm going to launch. It's product based. It's called Watts United. It's a men's style brand. You guys know I have been, clicking over. I was creating Canva graphics earlier. Sorry. You guys know that I have been freelance writing for 7 years. But it was my side hustle for 7 years. So 5 out of those 7 years when I was content creating as a side hustle, I was actually a men's stylist. I worked at multiple department stores, and I've headed up departments. I've taught new staff, like all kinds of stuff. So I finally decided that I'm going to do a product-based brand and kind of take my marketing experience across platforms and see how that goes. Anyways, so in the course of the videos for this blogging bootcamp, I will be setting up all of the details and things I need for that menswear blog. So this will be the first graphic that I created. This is currently my home screen right now, but there's a little pixelation going on over here. And I did create this graphic with Canva, but I need to edit it because you guys can see that's a little bit blurry there. So my colors are red, white, and blue for that brand. So I'm just going to click. All of these are elements. You see I'm moving this stuff around? All of these are different elements that they put. Even this little circle right here can be moved. These words in here can be changed. All of these are little elements that Canva created as a template for us to use. So I am going to change the outline of this to red. Now you guys can see I've got some brand color palettes going on already right here. This is the default palette. This is what you'll get if you've never used Canva before. or if you don't have the paid version. The paid version allows you to create a palette and save it, and then you can use that palette in multiple designs across the website. I have multiple palettes because, like I said, I create graphics for multiple brands, and it's important to establish a palette because you want to use the exact same colors every single time. This top one is actually my palette for the Spoiled Writer. And I'm not going to add a palette there because I'm going to do this like I'm doing on the free version. These are the two colors they've got currently going on. I'm going to go ahead and hit this addition button here, and that opens up this full color wheel. So you see these color codes that's happening like this here at the bottom. You see how it's changing as you're changing the color, and it's also changing over here live, changing as you're editing. This color code is very important. This is the color code on the hex scale. That's what it's called. You can take that code and take it anywhere. Like, you can take it to the paint store. You can give it to like a package designer, and they will use that color code, and your packaging will come out the exact same color as your graphics, the exact same color as your paint, whatever it may be. This is a universal code for your color. So I tell people they should always know, and obviously not off the top of your head, but you should know those 2 to 3 brand colors that you have. You should have an idea, or not an idea, I'm sorry, you should know exactly what that code is. So that when you're having things created and you start to get to be a bigger company and you've got more than one person making graphics, or you just have a lot of stuff going on, you need to make sure that everyone's using the exact same colors and that they are correct to your brand. You don't want to have, you know, something that comes out, like if your brand colors are blue and green, you don't want to have this blue and someone sends you this blue or this blue, and they're like, well, it's blue, but it's not the correct blue. So you need to make sure that stuff is the same. Now, my colors for Watts United are red, white, and blue. I actually have not narrowed down what type of red, what type of blue. Obviously, white is white, but unless you're using like an eggshell or something like that. But that's besides the point. I haven't narrowed down what type of red, so I'm just going to go ahead and select this red. And you can change the intensity of these colors as well with this bar here. So I'm going to go with that red. I'm going to make it a little bit of a deeper red because I want it to be manly. And I'm going to change this blue here. So I'm just going to click that background and go up here and change that color. Now you see how it added my red? It added my red to the palette and got rid of that other blue, because what it's doing is it's adapting with me. And so as I am editing a document, it will add those colors to my document colors palette, which is up here. You get that in the free version. What happens is you can create up to 30 different images inside of this one project, and I will show you guys how. You just click this little button over here, click add new page, and you'll be able to keep that same palette in the same set of fonts as you go. If you go backwards over here to file and you create a new project, then you will have to reselect your color palette. And that's why it's important to know that number, because it's going to be a lot harder to go and try to find your exact color in this entire circle versus just going down here and typing in whatever it is. And you see how it just saved that? And I wanted to save that. It won't go away. Oh, there it goes. It went away. Ooh, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to change this to this red, and I'm going to change this to this red, and I actually kind of think this red and this blue together is a lot going on, so I'm going to see if maybe, see, I like that gray, but that gray is not really a part of my brand colors. Maybe if I can turn this blue into maybe like a navy or something. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit more eye-pleasing. So I'm going to keep this circle because I like it. And I'm just going to put a W and a U in there. You could actually type a lowercase W and U, and this button up here will uppercase everything for you. And I'm not too fond of this font, but I'm going to change that later. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace all of this stuff with my brand name. And that little highlight. This is actually my my grammar editor that's installed in my Chrome. So I'm just gonna hit exit. It always tries to correct me on everything. That's what it's supposed to do, but it's a little annoying sometimes. Menswear with ease. That's my unofficial slogan until I get one. And I'm just going to move this up because I like to add either my website name or my social media handle to all of my images, so that if my image is recreated or it's reposted by somebody because they like it, people know where it came from and they can trace it back to me. So I'm going to click that, and I'm just going to go up here and hit this copy button. That's going to give me another text block that's exactly the same as the original text block. Uh-oh, that's acting up. Let me just delete that. See that thing is blinking? That's why this thing gets on my nerves sometimes. Just gonna go recopy and drag this down here. There we go. Now I'm going to show you guys this feature because it's useful. I can actually go up here, and you see this is transparency, and make this a little faded. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this white because I think this will look better on it's going to look better on a dark background if it's white, and make it a little transparent. And I'm going to make this actually bigger. Stretch that out so I can get all that on one line. There we go. And then that ends up actually looking a little bit like a watermark. So for those of you who create original images and you want to create a watermark, you can always come on here and create that way. I am going to change this font because I do not like it. I'm not very fond of it. There's a lot of fonts here in Canva. You can also go and upload your own fonts, which is amazing if you find somewhere that offers some good fonts. That is good. I may use that one, or I think I like that better. So I'm going to change, and you see it saved my font up there at the top. I'm going to change all of that to that font. Voila, so everything's changed to that font. So this design is complete. So you have an option to either add a new page, and that's going to give you just a blank format like how we started with. I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't want it to be blank. I don't want to have to start all the way over again. I like to use this button over here, which is actually the copy button. So that's my first page, and this is my second page. Now what this does for me is that it allows me to create another page or graphic that's similar, that already has, I'm now using my top design as a template. So I can get rid of this little blue here. Oop. And you see how that all turns red? I'm going to get rid of that as well. And my words are disappearing because remember, my words are white. So I just went up there and clicked element and hit the trash button. I'm going to go over here to elements. Over here on the sidebar, you've got uploads. That's where your images are. You can change the color of your background here. Here you can add text if you're not sure what kind of design you want. Here are some cool text templates that are just upload. You click them and they appear on your template. I'm going to go into elements and hit grids. I want an image background. So I just clicked that. It gave me the image background, but it's on top of all of my words. So I'm going to go up here where it says arrange and hit backwards, back, back, and back until all of my words are on top. Okay, now all of my words are on top. See, it's not going to let me hit back anymore. Now what I can do is go to my uploads, scroll down to where I see some menswear things going on, and I can throw an image into the background. Voila! And of course I may have to adjust my words a little bit. You see like this faded, this is now a little bit too faded. So I need to maybe bring that transparency up a little bit. Like that. But see, now I've got this exact same thing going on, except for I got rid of that. I've got rid of this, and I got rid of that background. So yeah. Now this is a little funky because it's got these weird colors going on. So I can click that and I could just hit delete image. You want to hit delete image, not delete element. Because if you delete element, the entire image property will be gone. You just want to hit delete image so that you can replace the image. I might want to put something a little more classic in there like that. See, now that goes a little bit better with my color scheme. You can see my my watermark a little bit better here. You can still see the coloring in this, and it kind of matches this one. So you can create up to 30 images in this format on Canva in one project. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit download. You've got a couple of different options. It's telling me to do PDF recommended because I created this as a PowerPoint template, a presentation template, and a lot of people do print those out to give out to people when they're presenting so that they can take notes. If you're going to upload this as an image anywhere, I suggest using JPEG or PNG. If you were going to be making some type of a digital download when you save in Canva, I would use either of the PDF options because that allows the person to be able to download it, for example, an ebook, or their newest feature, which is this animated feature. It is experimental, so we're not sure how long it's going to be available for, but it is available on both the paid and the free version. You hit preview animation and it will give you 6 animation options. It doesn't always work with every template, but for the most part it works with most of them. So it's preparing now. It's taking a little bit of time. It's taking a long time. It never takes this long. It must be trying to figure out what to do with it. Usually when you add a really big element, like how I added that image in the background, the animator is not able to really do anything with that. So maybe I need to click another one. Hopefully this will work for me. Alright, I had to exit and then reload. So I reloaded. Alright, so see it, okay, so it is working with the image now. And so it's giving me my first slide, and then it's automatically moving to the second slide. This is great for if you're creating some type of an advertisement. But it gives you a couple of different options of things you can do as far as the animation. There's only 6 options right now, but I think they're great options. I've seen these pop up all over Instagram in the past week or two because this feature is very new. And so, yeah. I'm not going to download this as a movie because I'm going to use it as an image. So I'm going to go ahead and hit download, and I want it to be an image. So I'm going to go with PNG, which usually has a higher resolution, which is what I prefer. And I'm going to hit download. When you've got more than one slide or more than one image that you're downloading as a PNG or a JPEG, what Canva will do is that it puts it into a zip file because that conserves space on your computer, which is what you want. So I'm just gonna download it to there. These are my zip files. I like to just copy these and throw them on the desktop because then they're easy to find. Oh, it's saying I've already got 2 files there. Yep, I know. I'm gonna keep both of them. Okay. So now I can go over to my home screen over here. I'm gonna move this back down here. And this is my home screen for Squarespace. Like I said, I'm going to be using Squarespace for this course. I'm going to go into my settings. Oh, no, I lied. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go into design and then style editor. And that's going to allow me to change the background of this website. So the info page background image, I'm going to click that, and that's what it is right now. I'm just going to remove that, and you see that disappears. There's nothing there. All I've got is my menu up here. I'm going to select add a background image, and then I'm going to go and choose, I think I want to choose the one with the picture in the background. and put that up there. And that's uploaded in there. It's taking a little bit of time, but it looks good. I think it looks good. All right, so I'm going to hit save, make sure my changes are saved, and go backwards. Go backwards again. All right, so this is what my homepage will look like. My watermark's cut off, but that's fine because all this says is my website, and at this point, if you're on my homepage, you already know my website, so that's okay. If I were to release that on social media somewhere, I would probably need to make sure that you can see that watermark. But this looks great because my home menu is up here, and all of these things are visible. There's not a lot of pixelation showing in the picture, and this looks like a pretty well put together brand. Now this is my home page. I think, yeah, okay, so when I go to my other pages, they still have backgrounds of other things going on, and I can change those later. But for my homepage, I think this is fine. So what you're going to do today is just create, I would say, about 5 to 10 images that you feel represent your brand. They don't all have to have words on them like mine does, but you do at least need to have your watermark of your website name or your social media name on those images. You can pull images from all over the internet, Pinterest, Google, there's stock image places. I just say if you're going to use an image with someone's face in it, you either need to tag that person or tag their social media profiles, or put on your image somewhere, this image does not belong to me, or this image is simply for inspiration, because you have to put a disclaimer that you don't own the image and that you're simply using it because it inspires your brand. So yes, do that whenever you can because you want to avoid having run-ins with people. I usually just put tag source, and then when someone sees the image and they know who it is, then they'll tag that person, and then I'm able to go back and edit that person in and say, hey, you know, shout out to this person for this image. It's amazing. And usually people are fine with that. They just want your viewers to know that that image does not belong to you. So just make sure you do that. But that's all I have for today for branding and image creation. Go ahead, get your images created. If you want to get involved, you can go head over to the discussion board and share some of the things you have created with us. We would love to see. All right, guys, I will see you